Performance-enhancing drugs like steroids are very popular. It is also known as doping. It has been a major issue since the 1960s. It is harmful to athletes because they are addicted and can become dependent. It can lead to overdosing, which can lead to death. Athletes shouldn't use performance-enhancing drugs because it will hurt their bodies and health during and after their sports career. I have an acquaintance from my high school who would take steroids to boost muscle strength. He became mentally sick and unable to be recruited into college. Today, I will tell you the negative effects and influences that performance-enhancing drugs have. When taking performance-enhancing drugs, a person's health risk becomes a serious problem. Taking these drugs puts a negative effect on someone's long-term health. Athletes are hurting their health not only now but for the rest of their lives because of these supplements. What these athletes do not realize is that these drugs are helping them for a short minute but do not think about their lives once their sports career has ended and have many more years left of life to live. There is nothing good that comes from becoming dependent on drugs to increase someone's athletic ability. The athletes who are taking these drugs are seeking an unfair advantage to other athletes who are not ingesting these drugs. Athletes who are on these drugs get a higher playing advantage against their competitors than on the ones who are sober. If their competitors are also taking the drugs, they will increase their dosage of supplements to try and outdo their opponent. The athlete's performance when on the drugs can become extremely violent. The choice of taking these drugs are not accidental but intentional. It is planned and unfair because not all athletes use them due to the harmful effects it puts on the body. Taking steroids just to prove that one athlete can perform better than the other hurts one's character in showing their fans their true athletic ability. Athletes are known as role models to younger athletes. When athletes are on such drugs, they are not a great representative of what a child needs to become. Young athletes look up to professional athletes because they want to be that great and that successful in their sports career one day. When a young athlete hears that a professional athlete is using steroids to help their skill and their game, it sends a message to the young athlete that it is okay to use these illegal and self-harming drugs. When in the spotlight of younger generations, athletes should be reminded it is not if you win the game, it is how you play the game. When taking steroids or performance-enhancing drugs, physiological and psychological effects begin to appear. You may begin to see acne pop up on your face. The males will begin to see their hair fall out. Liver damage will occur to both sexes due to the ingestion of these drugs. The long bones growth center begins to have premature closings. A person will see an increased aggressive behavior along with a sexual craving. If a person decides to stop using these drugs, the withdrawal symptoms can lead to depression and maybe even suicide. Because of taking these steroids to enhance performance, athletes are putting themselves at risk for many other health complications. Between the two genders, several changes will affect the human body. In the males, you will notice breast tissue development, shrinking of the testicles, impotence, and a reduction in sperm production. In the females, you will notice the deepening of her voice, cessation of the breast development, hair growth on the face, stomach, and upper back, and abnormal menstrual cycles. As you can see, performance-enhancing drugs are a negative thing when it comes to long-term health, along with the influence a professional athlete may be putting on a younger athlete who is hoping to go pro one day and be just like his or her role model. Performance-enhancing drugs have an extremely negative effect to the human body that can cause many complications. Athletes should be aware of the effects and complications that follow the use of these drugs. No matter how much the drugs may be able to help for a short amount of time, it is the long-term effects of health issues that should be considered important.